All right, have and have not fans. Now, since it's been a few days since the episode aired, I just wanted to ask a question because I've seen social media, some saying yes and some saying no. Do you think Benny did the right thing when he saved Veronica from that car accident? Now, I'm going to look at this on the basis of character rather than any sort of relationship that these two have, because number one, I never thought of these two in a relationship. Just throwing that out there. It was pretty much an ends to a means kind of thing for Veronica. She just wanted somebody to be with during the whole turmoil with David. What I'm thinking here is, keep in mind, I think Benny did the right thing because he was helping out a stranger in need. Like he needlessly put his life on the line to save somebody he didn't know. You're probably wondering, wait, what do you mean by that? He knew Veronica. Yes, but keep in mind, when he and Mitch got to the scene, they ran out. And I believe correct me if I'm wrong now, because it's been a couple days. I believe the car was already on fire when they stopped to see what was going on. They saw Melissa and they were like, hey, you need to back away. This thing is going to blow. And then, you know, she's pretty much in her Amanda trance, if you will. You know, I'll do a video on her and Amanda soon enough. But they were asking, is there anybody else in there? She's like, no, no. And then they kept hearing cries for help on the inside. And I believe that's when Benny's like, hey, Mitch, go call 911, fire trucks or whatever. And then Benny went in there himself to save whoever it was. Now, he didn't know who it was because he opened the door, he climbed in, and he was trying to calm whoever it was down because this woman was flailing and whatnot. And he was trying to get her attention, like, hey, look at me, I'm here to help. And then it wasn't until, you know, he was halfway into the vehicle, and that's when Veronica was like, Benny, Mrs. Harrington? So he did the right thing, you know, getting her out safely and putting her on the ground next to Melissa until the 911 came. Now, I'm not really going to, this video really doesn't have to be that long. I want to be honest here. I feel like Benny did a good deed. I just hope that it is explained in next week's episode, because the cliffhanger ending was Veronica and Benny arriving at the hospital, Benny holding her hand. Next thing you know, you see Hannah coming back from the morgue, looks up at her son, and he looks like a kid that just got caught with his hand in a cookie jar. And then Veronica's taken to the back, you know, to get checked out. So hopefully it's not a long drawn out thing. I hope Benny is up front. And if I'm not mistaken, Mitch said he's going to be on the way to the hospital as well. So I'm pretty sure, you know, based off how things usually go, Benny is going to be at a loss for words. And even when he's trying to explain to his mom what's going on, because remember, she's still in her bit of grief after reading Quincy Jr.'s letter. So she's probably not going to be wanting or willing to hear anything that Benny has to say when he did, well, a good deed. Remember, he didn't even want to go to the hospital, but Mitch was saying, like, look, she's not going anywhere unless you go with her. So because she doesn't have anybody else. I'm not saying that he should have went with her. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that he did a good deed by saving a stranger's life. Didn't know it was Miss Harrington until it was halfway in the car, but he did a good thing. Yes, I'm pretty sure there would have been a lot of problems that may have been solved if Veronica didn't make it through the car accident. But I will say that Benny put his life on the line for a complete stranger, which kind of goes back to my other video I did about, would Benny willingly give up a kidney for Tony in order to save his life? If number one, he comes back into the series. Number two, if Benny ever finds out about Tony needing a kidney in order to survive, and just showing that Benny is a good guy. I like that aspect. I like that aspect. But with that being said, you know, I feel like Mitch is going to show up at the hospital while Benny's trying to explain himself to Hannah, but she's not listening. And remember, Mitch was at the scene as well. So I think it's going to be somewhat like, you know, Candace blaming Hannah for Quincy Jr. being killed, but then Mitch and Benny both saying, look, we were there, your mom did everything she could to save his life. Kind of like Mitch showing up to Hannah, who's not going to be wanting to hear anything that Benny has to say about Veronica. Now Mitch is going to show up and say, hey, come on now, your son just put his life on the line for a complete stranger. So, and then it turned out to be Miss Harrington. So hopefully things will be good with that. I hope that Hannah doesn't say anything like, you know, she should have died. Now, with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you feel like Benny made the right decision, or do you think Veronica should have died in the fire?